believe we were at the corridor, and
Indeed. You
I
had just poked your head out.
sprung a
You got
trap.
shot at. Yes. The thing ran away from you. And there we are.
And I'm like halfway down to the next room, right?
The corner, if you would like to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we were still in the armory.
Yeah, we just got
If
our
you would
stuff.
like to be, yes.
I think you guys are in the armory. I think I'm the one who's just kind of run through.
I'll go ahead and
Whee!
head out into the corridor to watch him go down.
To yeet myself.
Yeet.
Be yeeteth.
What about all these other, like the scimitar, all that stuff? Do I have that?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have this scimitar and the.
So
You have all your
basically
starting
all
gear.
the stuff that.
This
that-
is all the stuff that you're carrying on you,
Right
and then
now?
you choose which
Wait,
one
did
you
I?
use.
Pick a shield
Oh.
for myself. I think I did.
I saw a shield on your sheet. See if you had one.
I have a tiny bean.
And I can equip it if I want to, but then I can't.
Hempen rope.
Yeah. But then I can only have a one-handed weapon, right?
Right.
Okay.
So your non-shielded AC is 16, by the way.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, rip. Oh, well.
What about this stuff? Weapon, mace, club, dagger, dart. All that
I'll
stuff.
just-
Do I have that?
The mace is a one-handed weapon, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll
So-
keep with the mace.
Mm-hmm.
And you said
that you're proficient in.
we did not take a long rest last time,
You have is only
That's
in-
right. You're not long rested.
Oh, right.
but
So
I
you
can
want
use up one of
our hit
my.
die?
I can use up a hit die though to gain it back, right?
Yeah. When you expend a hit die, you roll it and you regain that much. I think plus your con. And then you recover half your expended hit dice, rounded down, when you do a long rest. I
Okay.
think that's how it works. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I will look on that right now. Short rest 5e.
All right, so I'll be honest. I thought that we did a long rest last time, so I had already set myself up to max HP. So I'm going to subtract how much I actually just rolled to gain, so that it'll give some semblance of me being injured still, because I totally just shot myself back up to full HP without realizing that's not what we were doing. So rip.
Okay.
Is that acceptable to you, or would you like me to do something else?
You can be at half, and then you can add in what you rolled for healing.
Okay. That's actually very close to what I just did. Alright, yeah, there I am. I'm at 20. Sweet.
So that's your total weight is that much.
Oh, wait, plus my con.
Yeah, I believe so.
You gotta remember what my con is plus
We
3.
got all our gear back, so I'm equipping.
Nice.
I'm
23.
Is that what them?
Well, I mean, if you're using
My
the
scimitar.
scimitar, you probably won't be using a bow and arrow because you need 2 hands for the bow and arrow.
Well, the
So,
bow,
you know,
it's
that
like
kind of thing.
laying piece. It could be on my back.
Okay, does the equipped option in Roll20 mean you're actually wielding it, or it just means you have it within easy access?
I think equipped means you're using it.
Okay, so
and
use
then
either the bow or the scimitar
Okay.
at the
but-
time.
And I
okay.
believe it takes one full action to switch.
But it has an attack. Like if you look at this,
Uh-huh.
it has an attack. It'll tell you up here how much damage it does.
Let me see.
I'm really bummed out about my divine health.
Why is that?
You have to hit the little.
Or the lay on hands, I mean. Because now I can't actually heal because I'm undead. Or, yeah, because
Well,
I'm
yes,
undead.
but you don't have to be undead.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when I switch to be human, I can actually
Then
use
you're
it.
human. Yeah.
Oh.
That's another side effect.
I'm
of
gonna be
being
human. So, but if my whatever my team party members are human, then I can still heal them, correct?
Yes.
Even if I'm not.
He's
Right.
human.
All right, check, got it. Awesome.
So we all
Let's do
have
this.
a human quality to us.
We
Our
all are
characters.
kind of human.
So wait, can I actually go back to the bonfire and make myself human?
Indeed. So
Well, we're at
Meaning-
one.
when
Yeah.
That no one
when you were at the bonfire before, you felt
That's what he's talking about.
Oh,
It's hard to explain, but it's a sensation, a feeling that you can use this fire to restore yourself. You give something to it, like you can feel it reaching out to you, and if you establish that connection, then you can feed the fire with your humanity, and in return, it restores you to being human.
Team party members, should I be human again?
uh,
I
I
don't
don't-
really know a negative to it.
no, I don't.
I'm kind of thinking I might do the same thing.
I mean, the only negative is that
no.
we would
Am I
expend
dead?
one humanity, and I at least would be at one
We're all
humanity
We're all
left.
like-
So,
So like you'd be undead.
I think I would do
My
it.
character will have done that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I will minus a humanity.
You'd be the
Yeah.
only-
So you would have seen Himura reach out to the flame and let the slow-moving magic fire around the blade sort of engulf his arm partly,
I'm guessing.
as if embracing it, and then, with a shimmer of light, he would be restored to a human shape, with all his flesh and other meaty bits exactly where they should be.
Fear looks down at his arm,
You wanna be human?
looking at both sides of his hand, the back and the front, seeing it's being restored, the light going over it. A facial expression of overwhelming happiness courses across his face, but is also very sad. Like, it's that, like, when you want to cry, that you're so happy. And you see that in his eyeballs. He's quietly taking it in. It's been years. Literal years for this character.
To finally feel complete again after so long, it is a moving experience.
It touched Vincent so much that he wanted to do the same thing. So he reaches towards the fire and breathes in deeply, and just feels all the emotions of being a human again. Sorry.
It's good.
The fire draws that humanity away from you, accepting your offer and restoring you. And the flame gets a little bigger for a moment as it absorbs what you offer it.
Hell yeah, it does. God, I'm a child.
Not wrong.
Especially compared to all you guys. You guys are like 5+ years older than me, each and every one of you.
What?
So,
We used to like in real life.
Try 11.
oh yeah, in real life, I'm like
Wait,
22.
how old are
Yeah,
you?
just like double that 5.
You?
I'm 22, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so old.
Shut up. I'm just losing.
We're not-
Okay, Common would like to go ahead and get a little bit more human goat.
He wants to be a human.
While
goat.
everybody else is crying and acting all weepy, I'll walk up and I'll say, "Hey, fire, take mine too."
And you offer to the fire, and you are restored as the flames lap at your arm, hungrily absorbing the humanity.
Nice little tidbit for you.
Does
Yep.
becoming human in any way make you more stronger?
Not that I recall.
Not directly, no.
No. So it's just like just experiencing all the feels of being a human again.
Are you a vain person, would you say?
Am I vain?
Yes.
Hear about what you look like.
What I look like? No.
Okay, then maybe you're. Well, I mean, I don't want to tell you that you're not disturbed by seeing your reflection as a zombie. I think most people would be disturbed by that. But
Yeah.
if you're not overly concerned with beauty, that's just one reason. But you'd kind of feel unnatural in this state. But it is your call.
Okay. I would like to go into the flame and become human, and restore my life.
And with your offering of one humanity, you are restored to your beautiful flesh, soft and moist, instead of beef jerky body.
You said moist.
Oh, my neck hot.
Hey, we got another child in here too. All right, let's go. So how do I check for traps? Do I just...
You would say, "Hey, I want to check for traps."
Okay, I would like to check for
As I walk, I'm
traps
gonna
down
keep
the
my eye
hallway
open.
again.
So you see Vincent proceed down the hallway, surveilling. Roll me a perception.
Gosh darn it! Why do I always do this? I think do I have a modifier or anything? Perception. Nope, I don't, because I'm not a wise person. So.
Oh, okay. What's your
Gosh
wisdom,
darn
like
it!
10
What
or
did,
something?
oh, what did I do it? Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah, that's just
Wait,
flat.
why did I do it?
It's /R.
Oh, it's
space.
/R. Dang it, my bad. Hell yeah, brother.
Your eyes are sharp, and your feet steady, but you do not find any traps.
God damn it, a good roll in that. All right, I'll take it though.
Same if you don't find it.
That's true. Can I peer my head around the corner of the whatever that is? The corner.
Indeed.
So we're walking down the hall. We already
We're,
went
like, over here.
into.
Well, Vincent is. Oh, I can't click.
Okay.
I mean, you
Vincent's
can. It
right
just won't do
over
anything.
there.
I think if you hold it, it should do a ping.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so
Ooh.
Vincent, you're somewhere over here, right?
Magic.
I'm like right here.
Okay, so
Okay.
Vincent's here. The rest of us have not moved from here, as far as I know.
Well,
From
technically, I think you guys are there.
No, we all went into the armory.
Yeah, no.
But yeah,
oh no, you're
we
right.
went
We went to
back.
the fire.
Because
Went
I
back
want
to
to be
fire,
human again.
I would like to go ahead and begin to travel down the corridor to provide backup.
Okay,
And
moving
Muir will
along.
take pace behind Common.
And then we have Daenerys in the back then?
Yes.
Yes. And I
Okay.
am going to walk towards the men.
So, around this corner, there is some stairs that go up. This area does have ceiling, so it's dark in there. And the light is behind you, which doesn't help you much. But you peer around the corner and squint. And
Does
You can
Himura
see-
still carry a torch? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
being cautious as you are now, I think, Vincent, you could see that the hollow is ready to shoot. And when you poke your head out, he does fire, but you quickly pull back to avoid that as the arrow shatters off the stone.
I'm a smart boy this time. All right. I motion back to my esteemed short bow colleague,
Yeah.
and I say, "Would you like to take a shot at him while I block with my shield for you?"
Yes.
You hear the sound of bare feet pitter-patting away.
God bless it.
I want to hop around the corner and fire Eldritch Blast at the Pitta Patta.
You hop out into the archway and prepare to shoot magic from your hand. Only you don't see anything. As the stairs go up, and because of that angle, you can no longer see the hollow. It has gone too far.
No, Ripperino. Do you have a torch still, Hemura?
Check the chat.
Indeed.
Indeed. Would
And
you mind?
you'll see that when you turn around and look at my character holding the blazing torch.
Obviously. Would you mind passing it here so that I may advance and cautiously make sure that we don't get killed by any hollows?
Before passing it, are there other torches along these walls?
that's
Yes,
a fair
burned
point.
out.
Oh,
You
No.
have one?
My character will take one down, light it with his torch, and pass it to you.
Pass it around 99 bottles. Wait, what?
I still have I produced my flame from my hand, so I can get that power going whenever I want. Is that
yeah, it's a cantrip. So
Okay.
it's whenever you need fire.
okay?
So there are enough torches for the 3 male folk.
Unfortunately, they're
Sexist?
not, as most of these have already expended their fuel. Kimura manages to find one, however, that's serviceable.
Oh.
Well, I will follow with the elf wench. Terrifier.
Fucker.
Rude.
I know, right? Oh, dude.
Oh, I meant no offense.
Yeah, you talk too much. You're a goat man, so.
I do, and I am.
And there is this really weird chemistry going on between the goat man and the elf.
All right, that's not creepy at all.
Awkward chemistry.
I'm trying to find it, but I feel like I actually have dark vision.
I don't believe you do because you're a human, if I'm correct. Because if you chose human as your starting race, you won't have dark
I'm
vision, I'm
tiefling.
pretty sure.
He's a tiefling, technically.
So you would have that, wouldn't you?
They might have it, I'm not sure.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Haha.
100%. 100%.
Yay.
All right, I don't need the elf wench.
With the odd chemistry.
Elves
I'm
are
still
not,
hanging around her though.
elves are not a thing.
Yeah.
Neither are goatmen, although you might. That could be like a nickname for someone, so I can see you.
Yeah, that's
calling
what
yourself
that's
that.
what I'm.
Well, it does stand for greatest of all time.
Because he knows that I'm half elf, so
Well,
clear last game.
a half elf represents that your parents were strong with magic, and that magic flowed into you when you were conceived. So you kind of have magic in your blood, but you're not an elf per se. You're a magical human.
Yeah,
Okay.
For the sake of this particular game.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I won't call her elf wench anymore. Thank you very much for clarifying.
I'll still call you goat man if you prefer, though. That's good.
You know, it's subtle, but the more that he calls himself Goatman, you kind of see it. Something about the facial hair and the stance, you're like, oh yeah.
And there's some
Yeah,
curly
that's
hair up
good.
top that kind of shapes into like horns, kind of, right?
Well, he's got like forehead nubs.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, most people would think that's a misshapen skull, but you can do what you want with it.
All right, so I advance up the stairways, correct?
If you wish.
I will follow right about 5 feet behind.
With my shield right in front of me and my torch in my right hand.
So proceeding cautiously then.
Very cautiously.
You slowly make your way up the steps with measured paces. And you arrive at the top of the stairs to behold empty hallway leading to an archway and sunlight beyond, another outdoor area.
Do I see the hollow from earlier?
You do not.
I do not. And that's
It seems
the
to
only
be a
entrance?
cunning creature.
Not going to say what I was going to because I'm streaming and recording, so. Is that the end of the hallway, I'm guessing?
Indeed.
So it goes into another room.
Yes, it opens up into an outdoor area with sunlight.
Again, I would like to... Wait, I would like to check for traps.
You may roll the perception.
I have a feeling nothing's going to be there, but... Oh, wow. That's lame.
So you would see Vincent surveying around, perhaps gently tapping at a few stones with his boot, but nothing is found.
I proceed still a little cautiously, but I head towards the end of the hallway where I see the sunlight.
What is this for,
Same.
Himura?
Same stuff.
You do not find any traps. So Himura also searching, but not finding. Vincent, did you say you go out through the archway?
Yes, but I still go kind of cautiously because I don't want to get screwed over.
Right, so you poke your head out using your shield to veil it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that... So you're upstairs now. There is... On the left side there, it's like a low railing. And you can see over it, it is the courtyard from before, with all the pillars and whatnot, and the big wood door at the end. You're looking down upon that now. Directly ahead of you, there is a cell door, but it's been completely smashed in and piled with rubble.
More days fun.
It's no longer a usable entrance.
Hmm.
I would like to check the cellar door.
Okay, so you approach the cell door, which is here. I know it's not marked. It's really heavily buried. Like the whole ceiling above it just kind of collapsed in to block that. You can see through a couple of cracks that there is a room beyond it, of course. Wherever the door originally led is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And since you are being cautious and exploring and whatnot, you can see that there is something metallic in that room, just little slivers of it. And if you listen carefully, it sounds like there could be something in there moving.
Ooh, that's fun.
And that's over here?
Yes, that is on the other side of this wall here.
Oh, okay.
Does it seem to be a place that I could use some leverage to pull back some of the rubble to perhaps open up a passageway into where the shiny metal object is?
You think if you took enough time, you might be able to clear this away. Although some of the blocks are very large, you're not sure. It's going to take some doing. Teamwork, maybe a little engineering.
Because I do have a crowbar. I guess it depends on if you all want to spend time doing that.
Or we go around, is that our option? Like,
Yeah,
That'd
there
be-
are ways
Two
to
other
go.
ways.
Yeah, 2 other ways. Yeah.
like north and south around, okay.
So maybe we'll leave that be for now.
Yeah, agreed.
So do we want to go north or south?
How do we go north?
Sure, let's go north. Why not?
Okay.
All right, I start to walk this way. I've got my my spear. in two hands.
I mentioned to Common that I should probably go first as I'm the designated tank.
All right.
All right, so I still head of the party, still moving with my shield. You know, going at a steady pace, still a little cautiously though. But
I gently goose him.
goose me.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Tap him in his crotchal area with my spear. I don't know.
Ow!
What is it with you
A
and
goose. That's
touching balls and death?
Okay, never mind.
So wait, do you or do you not touch me in the gonads?
No, never mind. I take it back since I'm gonna face all this judgment.
He was thinking about it. All right. So we have then in the front. In the front, we have Vincent, followed by Common, followed by who?
Himura?
And
Amira.
following behind.
You want to take the back?
Yeah.
Unless Daenerys wants to take third in position.
Oh no, I'll be behind all of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
My
right.
character's quite amenable to that kind of positioning.
Oh my. And so, this area. One moment, please. Do. Right. So there is a wall here. It's no longer a railing. It's like a physical vision blocking wall, right? But you can see around that corner that there are stairs that go up and stairs that also go down adjacent to it, which would be that and that,
Okay.
with the stairs down being the farther ones.
Go up. There's a stairwell to go up as well.
Yes,
Yes. Stand down.
it's the
Okay.
closer one. So Vincent, you're in the front.
Si, senor, I am. And there are 2 sides that I can go, it looks like, correct?
Yes, stairs up and stairs down.
I casually toss my head over my left shoulder and I ask my fellow party members, I'm like, which way would you guys like to go, up or down?
That is a good question. Maybe can we split up?
No.
Okay.
Out of all the things,
there's
no.
a chance that we will get attacked. I don't know though. I would say let's go up.
I say let's go down.
Well,
Reason being is maybe it'll connect us back to whence we started, and we can clear a way that way, and then go up.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
alright, I guess
But I'm open to just
rerun.
going up.
I'll head down. Because why not?
Okay.
And so you round the corner and proceed down the steps. It goes down for a short ways, and you come upon, at the end, a metal prison-y door, with the metal bars. There is a bolt situation keeping this door shut on your side,
Mm-hmm.
which you could release.
Sure. Yeah, I'll release it.
And you open it. The door swings out into a familiar courtyard whence you see a bonfire.
Noise.
I would like to see if we can open the door outward toward the courtyard.
I
Yes.
thought we just did.
Yes, it is open.
Oh, I didn't think we opened it yet. I thought we just showed up there.
Oh yeah, good job. Because I wasn't sure either.
Oh, my bad. I thought we did. All right. I'll turn around and I'll head straight back upstairs.
Following behind Common.
Yeah, well, we'll keep formation.
And are you moving up the stairs then?
Yes, sir.
The adjacent ones? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you go back up, turn, start moving up the stairs. Roll me perception for Vincent and Kyle.
Look at these rolls, though.
Oh, look at Pure Homer's
Oh,
game.
look at that!
Neat.
You both hear the sound of grinding
Pitter-patter?
stone and sort of a metallic ring to it coming from the top of the stairs.
Do I know what this is?
You do not, but what do you do?
I described the sound to my other two companions and I asked them if they know what it is.
Can I?
What does Common do?
So what, halfway up the stairs?
Yeah, about.
And we hear the, grinding of metal against stone type of deal?
Maybe not halfway, maybe like a third or a quarter. But yes, you hear grinding stone with sort of a metallic echo along with it
I'm guessing
from the top of the stairs.
I'm gonna take a guess. And
I
I'm
like
gonna
to
say
whisper
that
to my
oh,
friends,
never mind.
I get the feeling there's someone up there.
The source of the sound is quickly revealed as a second later. Imagine a enormous cannonball that just comes rolling down the stairs with full might, huge metal ball, and it just is going to run you over basically. So let's see what.
I turn tail and run.
Yep, same.
Same.
Okay, so let me get a dexterity save actually from Common and Vincent.
Once I see my decks, you have it.
13. Oh no, that's
Same.
yeah. Well, we're both 13.
You are not speedy enough to outrun the
Damn
force
it.
of gravity powering this steel ball, as it is going to crush parts of
Ow.
for a significant 12 damage. Imagine a Great Maul just fucking hitting you, just dead on, as this huge thing just rolls over a leg or what have you, and continues thundering its way unimpeded down the staircase and smashing into the wall behind it directly through. Such force does it have. It goes just inches in front of Hemera. He's just barely about to take a step onto the stairway.
with a broken hand, I guess, I extend my hand towards Common, saying that since we are now human, I can heal us partly back up at least.
There's an echo.
Yeah, at least for me.
It was there. Now it seems to have disappeared.
Can nope, it's still there.
Oh, yeah,
I have
now it is still
healing
there.
word.
Apparently, it's just me. Just turn me down.
I don't know how to do that.
So right-click Bard's name.
Oh,
In Discord,
Yeah.
Mhm.
there's a
I
volume
give you
slider.
cure wounds and I can heal.
okay. Try again.
Hello, hello, hello.
Try one more time.
Hello, hello, hello.
I don't know. It doesn't seem any different, but I don't hear an echo. We good?
Nope.
I mean, you're almost to zero volume on my computer.
How close is the speakers to your mic?
It's a laptop. It's,
That explains it.
Do you have push to talk on, Matt?
no, because I asked what the push is, and no one answered me.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do that real quick. So, at the bottom of Discord, there's a gear icon that says user settings.
Yes.
So you'll want that, and then you want voice and video under app settings.
Yeah, I'm.
I think you might have found it because I don't hear him.
I don't either. Usually it's T, but you can see the key binding.
Yeah, it says shortcut. You can set the binding there, whatever you want to use.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can still hear you. You're echoing a little bit, but it doesn't bother us.
Okay.
Cool. It sounds like we're good.
Yeah.
So yes, you've been flattened by the giant steel boulder trap. Now, immediately after that, you heard the sound of bare feet once again pittering away from you.
Well, wasn't a
This
healing
hollow-
spell being performed?
Yes. I'm just giving, further description. If you want to do something, go right ahead.
Yes. I would like to go ahead and heal Common up for 7 HP and then myself for 8. So I extend a hand and I say that I can heal you now that we are human, and I place my hand upon his shoulder, and with a light squeeze of the trapezius, I give him 7 HP somehow.
Fucking nerd.
Thank you, brother.
I
You're
gotcha, man.
invigorated by the divinity of nature. It flows and renews your body with life.
Nice. Okay.
That's quite a smart hollow.
That it is.
Tricking us into that.
Are we sure that
It
it's a
also
hollow?
seems to have. Well, it was quite undead when we saw it.
Just want to make sure, because I'm not quite sure how smart these are.
Regardless, it has kind of cleared a path behind us. As he's pointing toward the now hole in the wall.
But the hole just
Indeed.
leads to the courtyard, does it not?
No, it leads to the room with the door that was piled in rubble. It's that room.
Oh. Would you like to take a look at it,
Indeed.
Himura?
So I guess Hemir is gonna walk over there and peek around the corner.
Yes, I'm interested in the new room.
Yeah, he won't go alone if others clearly want to join.
Yeah, I'll join him.
But Homura is the first to look through
Aye.
the hole, the neatly punched hole of rubble, straight through the wall here. You could see on the opposite side of this room is the steel boulder, which is like embedded itself into the opposite wall, like cratered in. But your attention is immediately taken off of that as you pick up like a wheezing breathing sound, like labored breathing. You look to your right, and in another pile of rubble, with light shining down from the ceiling, sort of almost angelic the way the light beam is just like directly filtering onto him, is a knight in the unmistakable tabard and nice plate of an actual knight, like nobility, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's collapsed there, but the helmet slowly squeaks to look over to Himura, and you know that that's the source of the wheezing breath. And he breathes in a raspy one, and he says, "Oh, you're no hollow, eh? Thank goodness." He pauses for a moment to weakly lift a hand and wave you closer.
Do I
Hemir
see any of this
will-
or no? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
If I see any of this, I would like to turn to Daenerys and whisper kind of to her that she should help him out with her healing abilities.
Well, we don't know if he's undead or not underneath the skin.
Fair enough, but if he's not undone, then it won't have any effect, correct? And the spell
You'll
won't be used.
Fucking hurt him.
Oh, jeez. All right, fine. And here I am trying to be nice, but no. I'll still mention it to her. She can do with that information what she will.
Hemir will first give a sense motive.
I don't feel that this person is good. I have a bad feeling about this person.
Oh, where's
You sure about that? He looks pretty innocent. Okay.
Does anyone
All
have
we've
a?
seen is a knight on the ground that said, "Hey, you're not hollow, eh?" That doesn't necessarily mean he's good.
That's fair.
Does anyone have? Wait, is everybody in the room kind of looking at this guy now?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would say yes.
Does anyone have a proficiency in history?
Maybe, but I don't know.
I do not.
Neither do I.
I
Daenerys does.
I do.
Daenerys, you recognize that this is a knight of Astora from the crests on his armor. That's the big fancy country,
Yeah, that's where I'm from, right?
if you want to be.
Yeah,
I believe that's
where
where,
I'm from.
she chose.
Yeah.
Then you know
I
he
will
is a
do-
knight of your
I
homeland.
mean, I will definitely heal him because I'll take a census here. Do Hamira and Vincent, do you believe that this man is good?
Why not just ask if he's...
I mean,
That's a fair point. Oi,
I was.
what's going on with you?
The
Can-
knight looks a bit bewildered as so many faces pop in, and then begin to chatter as he lies there, possibly taking his last breaths as each one sounds difficult. He says, "I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, and then lose my sanity. The time is short, but I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, won't you?"
But we're not.
Hemir will say, go on.
Now, Daenerys, are you stepping up to heal him, or?
Yes. Yes.
So you go forth with your hands raised to perform magic, and he lifts his hand in stopping motion. No, please. I couldn't ask you to do that. You'd only bring danger to yourself. You see, He lowers his head. I've about given up. There's nothing for me left. I fear that soon my body shall rise, with a will not my own, to snuff out the lives of others. You understand what I mean, don't you? The process of going hollow.
Yeah, I've got a fair idea.
Vincent, as as he says this, he raises his great sword, and he will say to the knight, "You know what I have to do, then, don't you?" Because wait. Side note. Like, if I flat out kill him, he won't come back as a hollow, correct?
I mean, it depends.
He might.
If he has no humanity left, okay. He's not hollow at the moment, which means he's got something. He's got some bit of fuel left in him, right? So
Mhm.
he'll die, and then he'll be a mindless thing. That's your understanding of it. So if
But
he's
if
got his
I-
wits about him now, you know, he's not an immediate danger, shall we say?
I bring up the question. Hello, Mr. Knight. It's very sad to hear what's happening, but keeping in mind that you're probably going to come back and try to kill us any minute now, would you mind disrobing of your armor and tossing away your arms?
I'm going to interrupt there. That. Let him speak his piece. He's about to die. Would you?
All right, we'll see how it goes.
And lower your sword, Vincent. He's no threat there.
Well, sorry. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't quite realize it. So if I had done that, I would not have raised my sword, lifted my sword. Whatever verb is appropriate there.
So he was looking at Common. It's hard to portray an expression through a helmet, but you could tell he was kind of like, "Are you insane?" when you asked him that. And then his helmet looks towards Himura, and he nods, and he says, "At least a bit of respect afforded from thee. You have my thanks. Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit, though I have no hope left in it myself. I've begun to despair, and it is that gnawing at my soul, my humanity, that will inevitably lead to my turning. But listen, there is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with a small glimmer of hope in my heart. Oh, as he looks up suddenly, surprised. One more thing. Here, I should give you this. He reaches to his belt and pulls off a orange flask, which seems to have a tiny glow inside of it. He extends it out to whoever is nearest. An
Chimera
Estus
will
flask.
reach out.
It's an undead favorite. He lets go as you take it. Oh, and this as well. He reaches to his belt, and he withdraws a key, and he hands it out to you, Hamura, and then he tilts his head as there's this moment of recognition as he offers you a second key from the one that he dropped you originally in your cell that you escaped with. Huh. Imagine that. Well, now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death, so go now if you would. Leave my humanity to fade. And thank you.
Hamira will nod. Thank you. We'll leave you be now.
Can I?
Oh, cool. You guys have a text.
Can I say farewell, brother, and extend a hand over him and utter a small prayer to Guinevere, asking for her to look out for the soul of this knight?
Indeed, you can do that. Now, a quick note. You might recall that this energy of humanity is transferable. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Unfortunately, I have no humanity to extend to this man, but I believe Daenerys might.
One humanity.
Sure, I will give up one humanity point.
How many do you have?
4 left.
Oh, damn.
I mean, that's not really a thing that you can tell someone.
Oh,
Just be
sorry.
like,
I don't know that. My
Oh,
bad.
I made that up. Kidding.
It's not really something that you can quantify in character.
Ah, apologies.
You just feel. It's like a spring in your step. It is the hope in your heart. It is your motivation and will to survive and conquer.
Apologies. Bard messed up there. My bad.
That's fine. So Daenerys, are you going to some? Totally optional. Just saying it is an option.
Yes, I am.
And you step up and he looks at you quizzically. Is there something more? And you kneel beside him, looking upon him, and he stares at you through his helmet. And you reach out and lay a hand upon him, and he seems kind of confused, startled, as his armor scrapes as he kind of shifts around to get a look at you and perhaps size up what you're doing. And as you stare at him and contemplate the mystery of what it means to be a person, that energy flows out of you. It is extremely subtle. It's like a shifting of shadow, but very minor. Kind of like the shadow of a fire, like just that little wispy flicker, a playing of light as something moves from you to him, and it enters his like his essence, like he absorbs it, right? And you can see his shoulders lift, and he sits up a bit, and he's staring at you, Daenerys, and he flips up his visor. You can see that there is a human face under there, but his eyes are wide with like awe as he looks at you. And it takes him a moment to find the words, but you can see his lips kind of fumbling. You have redeemed me. My quest shall continue. And he grasps your arm with his gauntlet. Clank! I can't thank you enough. I, Knight Oscar of Astora, do pledge to repay this kindness in time. I will do what I am able. Thank you.
A
You're
little.
very welcome.
I offered to help the knight stand to his feet if he's ready.
A little tear comes from Vincent's eyes as he observes this. It's so beautiful.
I consider myself left hanging and I step back.
I turn to Danny and I ask her, "What did you do to help the knight?"
Why can't I hear anyone?
Can you hear me, Sus?
I can hear you and I can hear Common. I cannot hear Bard or
Sorry, what's
Daenerys.
going on? I was distracted.
So you can't hear me, Sus?
Well, we were trying to get a reaction out of you, so it sucks that you weren't paying attention.
I'm
right?
sorry, it's not my fault. I was being distracted. What? Repeat it?
Well, Common offered to help the knight to his feet, assuming that he feels ready for it.
Oh, you go to lend him a hand, and he tries to move and falls back, and he looks down. I feel a bit foolish to ask now, but could you hand me the flask back, that I might get on my feet?
Rip.
Himura, you still have that?
Indeed. Hemura, of course, returns the flask. Would you like the keys as well? He's not asking it like out of spite or anything. It's just like, would you like his possessions back?
Like a genuine.
No. Those I still entrust to you. As I do this flask, I only need something to keep me going. And he awkwardly brings the flasks up to his helmet and tilts his head back quite a bit to pour some of that that golden light fluid into his mouth, and he loudly gulps it down as a little bit dribbles down his chin. And you can tell that he's immediately breathing better as he then takes the hand and rises to his feet with some scraping and clanking of metal plates and hands the flask back to Himura. I still give these gifts to thee. It's the least I can do. But now, perhaps we might journey out of this place together.
Right, now that we're done sipping on scissor, I could help you to your feet if you like.
Yes, he has taken your hand and he's on his feet. Thank you. And what are all your names?
I am Hemura. Hemura Horai. From the Great Swamp.
I am Vincent Longshanks.
Do I have a?
I was just waiting because usually he goes first. I'm Commentary. Nice to meet you.
And you can call me Danny.
And he thinly smiles and nods to you each as you give your name. I won't soon forget the names of such noble people.
On a side kind of note, I whispered to Danny, and I'm like, what did you do to help the knight recover?
I gave him a part of my love.
How deep is your love?
Vincent turns to the rest of the party and he says, do you know what this means? This means that if we be humans to each other, and if we can serve our humanness, we can gift it to each other and prevent the world from being hollow by being human and by loving and being kind to one another.
Right on you. That sounds great.
And Vincent does like a little hop skip because he's very happy knowing that he can help people.
If only others had such an ideology. Perhaps the kingdoms might have banded together to stop the spread. And he looks down with concern on his brow. He looks like he might say something more, but he holds it back.
Oscar, you've been here for a short time, yes?
Yes, not nearly as long as you lot, I expect.
Well, we're gonna be making our way out of here.
As well you should. That is why I came. There were prophecy, you recall. Only an undead who makes his way from this place has the ability to find the cure. I just thought I might speed things along by letting you all out.
Well, right on you. We appreciate it. Hopefully it won't go to waste. So, I'm curious. You look like a strapping lad. What exactly got you to the state you were in? Should we be worried about the immediate area?
Indeed you should. Listen well. There is a foul demon in these ruins. I encountered it on the roof, and he looks up to the hole that was letting the light in. It smashed me straight through there with a great hammer of stone.
Well, that
Hey,
sounds
well,
fun.
Aye, maybe up those stairs is not quite where we want to go.
Well, Oscar did just say a hammer of stone. And I'm gonna look to Vincent's huge hammer of stone.
He follows your gaze, and he looks confused and raises his finger to point. Yes, it was just like that one. It might have even been the same.
Oh. Could you describe the beast?
Well, I'll try. It was terrible to look at, even more terrible to remember. Closes his eyes tight and grits his teeth as he thinks it over. It was
Did it have huge tats?
no. It was male, I think, or whatever passes for male among demons. But it was horned, with stumpy wings on its back, misshapen. It was a large, weighty thing, bulbous and green.
As he hears the description, Vincent nods and looks at Hermura, and he says, "I believe that's the one."
Yep, that's kind of what I expected. I think we might have taken care of your friend.
His eyebrows jump up. Really? You've slain the beast?
I mean, unless there's another gobby-looking guy with a huge cement hammer walking around, we might have made it.
And he slowly cracks a grin and takes in a invigorated breath. Then indeed you've done what I could not again. And he nods, looking over you all. You may in fact be those mentioned in the prophecy. This is good news, a good omen.
Well, I wouldn't exclude you from this said prophecy.
He smirks at that and says, I'm glad to have at least some small role in it.
Well, if there's nothing more to say, we can tarry no longer.
According to the prophecy, the next step would be to make an exodus from here to Lordran, the land of the gods.
I walk up to Oscar, the Knight of Astora, and I extend my hands to shake his. And I say that if you must go forth and if our ways do depart, then keep in mind that by being kind and generous to others, you can help save humanity.
Of course I will. And he firmly shakes and says, Listen, I understand why you raised your blade to me. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough.
Our people have always been trained to be cautious. So that's why I doubted you. I said to Knight Oscar of Astoria.
He nods. Well, I've spent my fair share around the undead. I've never met one that can talk. Best keep that in mind. Or hollow, rather. They don't seem to be capable of speech. At least, none that the living can understand.
Note taken.
Thank you for that wise. Thank you for that bit of information.
Of course.
I ask him which way is out, because I don't remember, because my wisdom isn't that good, nor is my intelligence. I usually forget things.
He holds up a finger. Follow me. He steps out of that room, over to the area that overlooks... No, that's not it. It's over here. The area that overlooks the courtyard where you fought the demon. And he points down to the double door at the opposite end. That way there is our exit. The key should fit it.
Himir will raise the key for all to see.
I say, go, let us depart, and if Guinevere, geez, what's the word? If she allows, let us be the ones in the prophecy. And I head towards the way to the door, the big door.
So the direct route would be to go down the steps through the shortcut door that you opened and just go straight across the courtyard.
That is where I'm heading and going.
Is everyone going along?
I actually would like to use my rope to get down to the first floor I feel like it's better to go that way instead of going through the long hall.
We're going through, like, right here. To the courtyard, correct?
Yeah, you would. 1 second.
Yeah, where Bard.
We forgot about that
That says
stairway.
different. No.
Okay.
Right, I can't find the ruler tool anymore. Anyhow,
No, yeah, you can. You can find it. It's where it's
This
below
one?
the magnifying
Oh, here we
glass.
go. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
You.
All right, so this is the room you're in. Let me.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't ping when I'm doing this. Anyway, that's the room you're in. So you would go down the stairs.
Mhm.
The stairs lead out into this area, which, if you look to your left, is this area. Then we go directly across to the big doors.
Yeah.
But if you want to be fancy as shit, you could fix a rope to this railing and go down that way into this room and then go across.
I wouldn't mind taking a short rest by the fire.
It's a fair point.
We did just rest.
Yes, but I got run over by a giant cannonball.
He does have a point.
I was startled to see that come bursting through the wall.
I bet you were.
A blessing
only-
in disguise.
I can only imagine the weight. Huh. Yes, actually. Funny how these things work out. As though it were intended.
We do have the creature or whatever it was that's upstairs. If we don't think it's a problem, we could just ignore it. Or,
Or are you referring to the hollow that we never caught?
indeed,
I forgot about him.
I'd be willing to give that thing a piece of my mind. He hurt me and my buddy over here, McCommon. I would like to repay him with a couple of well-placed boulders of my own, and I smack my fist into the palm of my other hand, clearly indicating that I was calling my fists rocks and boulders.
I'll gladly give him a shaft as long as he keeps his bowls away from me this time. And I hold my spear out in front of
You cut out after you
Himura's gonna
said.
look. Himura's gonna look back at Daenerys and say, "Do you want to fight, or should we just leave?"
I would rather leave.
Yeah, she might be right. If we get out of here, that's less chance of getting more injured. I'm already bleeding.
I think this is the wise decision. I also vote we just leave. The prophecy again doesn't lie here. It's elsewhere.
All right, I don't mind.
So my question about a short rest still stands. I never really received an answer.
Oh, so for now, you mean?
Yeah.
I just mean long enough to roll some hit die.
Yeah, so when we took our short rest earlier, you would have rolled up to your max hit die. You can choose however many you want, and then add your con modifier and restore that much.
Which short rest are you talking about?
The first one?
At the beginning.
What we originally started from?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you were damaged in the beginning prior to
meaning
boulders.
from last game. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that.
Yep, so you can roll up to your hit die, however many you want, one at a time if you want. Add a con to each die roll, and there you go. Sorry, you don't add con to each die roll, you add it to the total. So if you, how many die you roll, then you just add your con. at the end.
Really? It's not
Yeah.
per dice? Oh, that's
Not per
kind of a
die.
bummer.
It would make sense if it was to each. Oh well, what do I know?
Unless I'm totally fucking wrong.
It's
I can check.
possible, but it's possible you're not.
No, yeah. We'll find out 'cause that's a big difference.
No, yeah. I love sus.
Well, that works because that's about what I was missing when we first started. So we'll just pretend that I rolled that back.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
expended what?
you add your con modifier to every die.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I did. I rolled 1 and added 3.
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
Yay! I'm back to what I was when we started.
I should be fine with my HP. So
Okay, well, I'm ready to proceed if everybody else in the party agrees.
I'm ready.
Let's get the heck out of here.
So you're making to the exit then?
Looks like it.
And you step down the stairs into the courtyard, passing the bonfire, which flares up as if happy to greet you, and then dies down again as you step away. You make your way towards the double doors there, across the cracked and ruined floor from when the demons smashed it and exploded those pillars. And Oscar takes note of that destruction, and he kind of looks at you all, and then just keeps walking like he's doing the math. He seems a bit impressed. But he steps through this place, keeping pace with you all, looking around now and then, never truly dropping his guard as any warrior would in a place known to be hostile. And you come to the large double doors finally. Hamura looks over his shoulder at you all, takes a breath, puts in the key, turns with a satisfying click. He pushes on the door. He keeps pushing on the door. Vincent steps up and helps him push on the door. And then it opens into the outdoors, and you get a rush of fresh air, the scent of grass. And you behold, out that way, it's kind of a ledge. A bit of a cliff. It goes up, it's rocky and grassy. You step out onto this, searching for a way down. Way out of this place. As you look around, it's a foggy day, but you can see far below a forest. You're on a mountain, it would seem, high up. It's cold, but you continue making your way outward to the edge of this little crag. Looking around, Oscar looking with you as well. He says, "There's a path around here somewhere. It's hard to see." As you're searching, you hear something like a shriek, cry of a bird on the wind. It dies away. You continue moving forward. You're standing on the edge of the crag now, all of you looking down. And right as you arrive at the end there, you begin to peek over the edge. There's a rush of wind that comes up, hits you in the face, as an enormous bird, a black crow, rises up, shrieking as if it's on the hunt. This bird, 20-foot bird, huge, monster movie crow, pops up over the edge, shrieks at you. You get a good look into its wide beak as the mouth is open, the tongue flailing, the talons lifting up, and before you can so much as undraw a weapon, you are grabbed up in those talons and that beak, and whisked away on the wind. Bewildered, confused, you can see Oscar struggling to beat on this thing with his shield or draw a weapon. All it does is tighten its grip to get him to hold still, as it does with anyone else who shows resistance. But the bird is not harming you. It's only restraining you. And in fact, you wonder if, given how high you are and how fast you're moving, maybe it's a mistake to attack the thing. As this confusion, these thoughts of panic sweep over you, you are quickly whisked through the fog somewhere else until you see a landmass form. You're being brought somewhere as the bird swoops down and hovers over a spot before it dumps you onto the ground from a height of about 10 feet. Not particularly careful, but at this height, it's not so bad. You land into a little circular, like the base of a tower, overgrown with weed and vine. And in the center of that spot, the bonfire greets you. It flares up. The bird swoops away, takes up a nest on the nearby piece of the ruins. This is your new location. As you look about at this crumbled tower, directly across from you, seated, is a man in chainmail. He's looking at you a lot as you have been dropped here by a huge bird. His face is of utter shock. He was holding a biscuit, which he then drops as his mouth is agape. What on earth? He stands up to look at the bird who is roosted. I swear in all my days I've never seen that beast here. And yet, suddenly, and he looks back to you all, it comes, bearing you lot as he kind of frustratedly gestures at you. But his brows raise as he notes that there is an actual knight of Astoria in your company, a noble. He seems to be stunned for a moment there as he soaks that in, and then sits down as if not to make a scene. This place. Land of the gods. How could I have forgotten? He returns to his own company, picking up the biscuit from the grass, brushing it off. But he keeps glancing at you guys, clearly bewildered. This is where you are now. And this is where we shall end, as the bonfire invites you to its company.
Neat.
Nice.
Is this lad near the bonfire, or is he on the other side of the clear?
Oh, he is, if you look in the tower, hang on. Where did it go? Oh shit, I just moved the map. One moment.
No,
Fail.
not the map.
So he's the gray dot. You guys are like the blue dot. This blue dot, that's you.
Oh.
See that? See that?
Okay.
He's
Then
seated
I
on a
will creep closer to the fire and sit down, all the while glancing back at him as he's glancing at me, give him a slight wave and a smile, and then warm my hands by the fire.
There's some music there that you can enjoy as we go into soliloquy to bring the
I
session to a close with a bit of role playing.
I will say top of the morning to you, and then I'll go and sit beside Common.
I must say, that's the first time I've traveled by a huge fucking bird.
Aye. That was quite the experience. And there it sits. Fascinating.
Well, I'm grateful that we didn't have to go down another way. At least this was faster. And I wave at the knight.
That's definitely true, lass.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I got pretty beat up by that boulder and that demon. So I think I'm gonna take a few Z's, just rest right here, and try to cozy myself up as much as I can in this grass terrain. And I try to drift to sleep.
I think we all should rest. Good night.
Is no one else a little bit weirded out by the fact that there's a dude sitting over there just glancing at us while we're getting ready to go to sleep?
I'm too tired. You guys can deal with this if you want.
Sir Oscar, what do you make of this little predicament we find ourselves?
Oscar was staring at the ground, seated, with his knees up, staring between them. He slowly looks over at you, clearly in still a bit of shock. But then a slow, like a wry smile creeps across his face. And he says, Lordran, land of the ancient lords. And he looks upon the enormous crow, which is just sitting up there, being a bird, doing like the twitchy bird movements, pecking at things. It seems like a completely natural thing, except for its size. And he says, something like that. I think it really tells you where we are. And it gives me hope. We have arrived. Inexplicably.
Does that mean it's safe to go to sleep?
He furrows his brow, looks over to the man in the chainmail. You there. Is it safe to rest in this place? And the guy who was eating his biscuit looks up, nods a few times as he looks around. Oh, yes. You're in safe company. Besides, it seems anywhere near a bonfire is safe, at least relatively. But this is a waypoint of sorts. Travelers come and go, although rarer in the past few months, understandably. But yes, safe. And the smile he gives you, it's like a creepy smile. It's not friendly. It's like someone who's eager to see a disaster.
Well, that's comforting. I'm having trouble finding because I thought I had a religion, but I'm having trouble finding it on my character sheet.
No, I'm talking about the religion skill. Proficiency.
Oh,
Oh.
It's like 3/4 of the way
Yeah,
down.
like if you have a check mark, it's
I do
alphabetical.
not.
I do, but as you can tell,
Yeah, I can't roll on that either.
Yeah, no, we don't have religion.
No religion. I thought I just worshipped one of
I've got a +1 to roll, I suppose, but not if it only if you have to have the proficiency.
it's 4 from the bottom.
Yeah, I don't have that proficiency, so I just can't remember if that means I can't add the multi.
I'm gonna give you a survival roll to see if it's safe.
Ooh.
Well, it's not a swamp, so it's safer than a swamp.
So with that, well, this is better than the homeland as far as safety is concerned. I'll be resting a bit. I think our company is telling half truths. I don't think he'll harm us though.
It still kind of creeps me out, so I'm gonna roll to try to hide with a stealth. So basically, I'll bundle up in the grass and try to pat myself down in there.
So you observe Common trying to make himself look smaller and more obscured in this place. Okay. Um, you're nestled around the bonfire. You hear the sound of armor moving from that direction. Soon enough, you see a man step into that archway. He is a bit rotund, although it's hard to say if that's just the shape of his armor or if he's actually a bit pudgy. Either way, he has the traditional haircut of a priest. If anyone might know what that looks like. And he looks
Are
you
you
all
sure? It
over.
looks like Cersei Lannister.
He looks you all over with his brows raised. Oh, I did not realize we had guests. Oh, all the same, welcome, welcome. This is, as he looks around and rubs his hands together, what is known as the Firelink Shrine, or at least what is left of it. And he puts a hand to his chest and bows. I am Brother Petrus of Thorland. I maintain a small camp here for those of the Way of White. Perhaps you've heard of our order. It is, in fact, the largest religious order in the land, so most of you have at least heard of it. He seems a bit confused as he looks at you all and rubs his chin. I may be able to offer some supply, but you should settle in. Plenty of time to talk about merchandise later. Just know that I'm here should they need a priest, or, and he smiles, perhaps a kind word or a bit of food. Well, you are welcome. And he bows his head and turns to depart, back the way he came.
I wouldn't be opposed to a wee drop of scotch if you've got.
And he stops and slowly turns back, and he has that mild look of like disappointment. Oh, I fear
Oh,
that
story of my life.
I fear that such things, well, they are not viewed as a necessity in the way of white, and so it is not something I usually stock.
Well, usually is a relative term, but okay, thank you.
Yes, of course. And he kind of regards you for a few moments longer as he rubs his hands together a bit nervously. You get the feeling that he was kind of judging you a bit there before he takes his leave again.
We'll see how calm his nerves are next time he's grabbed by a giant bird and flown through the fog.
But perhaps seeing that there is a way of white priest here, with mention of a camp, it helps you to feel a bit more secure in this location. With that, we will go into proper soliloquy, leading off with Himura.
Himura, oh, I don't need to do the voice anymore. Himura is now feeling much more comforted and will settle in. He'll reach into his pack and produce a ration. Looking at it for a bit, take a hearty bite and just savor the dry nutrients that, although they do nothing for him, he's been living off rats for a year and a half after they stopped bringing actual food to the undead. And he just really misses taste of something that's not disgusting and raw. And while he's doing that, he's thinking about how the run-in with Oscar and his talkings of a prophecy and then coming to this land by bird nonetheless. And he feels maybe there's more purpose to him coming here over his original ideas of what may lay in the lands of the undead, but he never thought he'd make it this far. And with that, he lulls his thoughts and continues to eat until he gets tired and will begin to drift to some semblance of sleep.
Common or Daenerys next?
Forgot about the push to talk. Ha!
That's pretty funny.
Let me start over. Common pulls out his water skin that he now has since we found all of our equipment, takes a big long swig, lets the cool liquid run down his throat and into his stomach, which, though he's got a slight hunger pang, he doesn't quite feel like he needs to eat yet. The excitement has got him a little bit riled up. He passes the water skin to anybody who seems to be thirsty or will accept it. Having sort of gained in this short time a slight bit of trust out of necessity. Normally he doesn't really trust anyone, but the four companions that he has seem like pretty much all he's got. And he's sort of dedicated himself to trying to help as much as he can. And then he curls up in his little hidey hole in the grass and lays down.
I am sitting off in the distance, still kind of confused to what I did by giving a bit of my heart to somebody I don't know. I have been very, very selfish within the past year, and I've pretty much been selfish in all my life. So doing something like that, I'm I'm shocked with myself and learning that because I've always been a loner and I've always been to myself. So meeting this group of friends has definitely changed my life within a matter of, days. So I I as I'm sitting there pondering and thinking I should be off by myself, I just slowly walk closer to where Vincent is and curl up next to him and fall asleep.
Sorry.
And Vincent the Sleeper. One moment, we're gonna shift music real quick here, guys.
Vincent the Sleeper. It's my name from now on. Vincent the
Baron
Sleeper.
Von snores a lot.
Vincent, you're asleep. You're having a dream. In this dream, you wake up in your dream in a dark place, although there is a light above you, sort of an orb of whiteness that's just radiating and filling up a dark abyss, a chasm. You behold the crow, the giant crow, as it steps over you and looks down, kind of twitching its head side to side with its blood red eyes gazing at you. It picks you up around the waist with its beak and plops you into something metal, like a big disc. You look around, and it picks up the bodies of your friends as well, who are also unconscious, and plops them into the metal disc alongside you. You look up. This metal disc is hanging from some chains, which rise up, attached to a metal bar that goes across to the other side, where there's an identical disc supported by chains. You realize that this is a massive scale that you're on. The other side of the scale, the crow begins to pile corpses, heaps of them. And as the corpses pile up, you hear whispers increasing, one for each body. These whispers, they don't stop. You can't make out what they're saying, only that they keep whispering louder, faster as the bodies pile up, and the scales begin to tip until they become even, although there are far more corpses on the opposite end. So many, in fact, that as the crow continues to pile them, they roll down and fall off the scale. It can't seem to put enough bodies to balance it out. The crow finally stops its task and stares down at Vincent and opens its beak, and a human voice slithers out like the hiss of a snake, and it says, Velka! The dream ends.
Damn.
Could you spell that?
Damn.
I meant the bird blurb.
Velka.
Velka. Okay.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I'm assuming that I'm still asleep at this point, correct?
Now you wake up.
Is it daytime or is it nighttime still? Like, am I?
Like you were asleep for an hour. You've been woken up by that nightmare. You look around, your friends are asleep.
I think to myself, I'm asking myself what it could be, because I know that Velka is the goddess of sins, and if the four of us, it was the four of us, correct?
Yes.
If the four of us are weighing so heavily on the future, what could that mean possibly? Could that mean that we will cover the sins of many, or that the sins that we have committed have been more massive than the sins of all those? And I rack my brain trying to think of what it could mean. and I go into a restless slumber, one of those half awake, half asleep, tossing and turning through the night.
And so fatigued, eventually you drift back off to sleep, perhaps hesitant to do so, worried that the crow might find you again. And if you did look for it, it's no longer there in the roost. It's gone. Thank you all for playing. That was fun. Do it again next week.
Indeed.
Good game.
Heck yeah.